Okay, what we're doing here is we are going to follow this simple pattern, and we're going to do two cross to backs, which are these on this row, and we are also going to make 3 in this stitch here. Now in make 3, we'll add 2 stitches to the stitch count of this row. So we will be stitching 3 stitches in this center stitch. But let's start with the cross to backs. Now the pattern I'm doing, it starts with 2 purls, and what this does is it just helps us recognize where the cross to back is because it's a niche. So you're basically creating a background field for this row. So there's our 2 purls. Now we're going to cross to back. Now to do a cross to back, you move your yarn to the back as if to knit, and then you skip this first stitch, pick up this second stitch, and what I like to do is I like to pull it forward just to give myself a little extra room to work with, and then trap it with my finger. So I'm going to move the needle through the front of the loop as if to knit through the front of the loop. I'm going to twist it all the way around across the stitch I skipped. I'm going to knit that stitch. Oops. So we're going to knit that stitch, and we're going to leave it on the needle. And now we're going to use I like to use my thumbnail to separate the stitches so that I can then get the needle into that first stitch and knit it through the front of the loop. So now I have 2 stitches on this needle, 2 stitches on this needle. They're still there, and I'm going to slip those stitches off, and now I've successfully crossed to the back. And you can see how the second stitch now overlaps the first. So now I'm going to purl, and then we knit, and now we're going to make 3, and we're going to make 3 in this stitch, and the make 3 will generate this hole that you see here because we're adding stitches. So to make 3 in a stitch, you knit it, then you purl it, and then you knit it all in the same stitch. Now to do that, we have our yarn to the back as if we're going to knit, and we go through the front of the loop. We knit the stitch, so we now have a stitch here. We leave this stitch on the needle. We move our yarn to the front as if to purl, and we purl the stitch. Again, now we have 2 stitches. We leave this stitch on the needle. We move our yarn to the back as if to knit, and then we knit that stitch. So now we have 3 stitches from this one stitch, and now we can slip it off the needle. And now I'm going to knit this next stitch, and I'm going to purl, and I'm going to cross to back again. Just a refresher. We move our yarn to the back as if to knit. We pick up that second stitch, and then we knit it, open it up, put your needle through that first stitch, and we knit that stitch, and now we slip them both off again, so it's crossing over the second stitch over the first stitch, and now we purl. 1, 2, and now we're done, and we can see the pattern. We've crossed over here and here, so we get this nice little cable effect going on, and now we have our make 3, so we have the first one, and now we have the second one. They're a little harder to see when they're first there, but you can see there's a hole now here, and we have 2 extra stitches.